Ladies and gentlemen, on today's video, I am gonna show you how to send DMs on LinkedIn that actually convert and that actually get replies. How are we gonna do this? We are gonna be doing this with Genesy AI, which is my favorite outbound tool to find prospects and to get them talking back to me. So if you are a salesman, or if you're running your sales team, or even if you're running your company on your own and what you want is to get leads and to get clients and to get people talking back to you, then this is the right video. Stick with me because I'm going to show you how to find the right prospects for you, how to create a campaign for your outbound, and how to get that 55% reply rate that I got. I'm gonna share you all my tips and tricks, and stay until the end because I'm gonna be sharing what the team told me, but they're not telling anyone else. So let's get started. We're gonna start by creating a prospect list here with our niche. We're just gonna be creating a list, finding contacts on LinkedIn. Let's say we have the contact information and the company information. So for industry, we are gonna be doing, for example, hospitality. We're gonna include this here. We want the headquarters location in Madrid, and we wanna be talking to C-levels. So here in seniority level, we're gonna be including C-levels, and we don't want the company to be bigger than 50 employees. So we will have this. So this is actually a pretty good number of contacts. We don't want to do campaigns that are less than 100 contacts or more than 250 contacts, because then that is probably too broad and we're going to be spending too many credits. So this would be very good for now. You would come here, add to list, and add them to your list. You're going to be spending 1 credit per contact, and you have a bunch of credits with Genesy. So what comes next is, once you have created this list, before starting to do this outbound campaign that we're gonna be seeing in a few seconds, you have to set up your profile, because in order for the AI to be sending these messages, it needs to know about you and about what you do and the products that you offer to have that information enrolled in the conversation that your AI is gonna have for you in your behalf. In order to do that, we're gonna be coming here in AI Playbook. In company information, we're gonna fill up standard information. So for me, it's Flowhawk and all this stuff. A little company overview on the products that we offer. So per se, if you're gonna need this in case that you want AI to write in your behalf. If not, you still need this for the messaging, because then you're gonna come here to AI variables and write custom messages with templates and prompts. So my main product right now is this one with a lead finder. And we write AI variables, right? You can create new variables here regarding contact on company. What is this? This is basically having AI to do research based on a template that is already prepared most of the times by Genesy, and the templates are amazing. And with all this structure, the AI is gonna be looking on through ChatGPT or whatever for information about the company or the contact in order to write custom messages, right? So in this case, I set a variable to write a message regarding their pain. So I just use one of their templates where we include some context, the lead information, my objective, which is to start a live conversation, don't mention anything about the company, just show interest, whatever. You can actually pause and get to see this prompt, but you would be able to see it once you're here, because this is from the template. And also a few examples of how the message will go. Once we have these AI variables, we're gonna see where they fit. So in contacts, per se, this is the list that I created earlier. We have all these contacts, and something super interesting that I actually forgot to mention here, when you're about to create a list right here, let's say that we wanted to add contacts also from LinkedIn, it is very important that you add here posted on LinkedIn, because this way you're gonna be able to see profiles that have posted on LinkedIn recently. That means that they are active. So you're going to be sending a DM to someone that you know for granted that is active because they have posted recently. And that's why in this icon right here. So in order to trigger this campaign with this list, for example, what I would do is I would click here. I would filter here and add this icon. So I know for granted that everyone here has recently posted on LinkedIn. I would add a column here, which is LinkedIn paying intro. If I hit run, I will get an opener for every profile. I will show you the result later on, but here I would get a opener sentence that will be sent whenever I trigger it under LinkedIn DMs. I'm not gonna pull it now because I'm gonna be spending credits, and we have a certain amount. 9,000 is a lot, actually. You can do a lot with this, but then you decide with the team how many credits you want. So once we have the list of contacts and we have the AI variables, we go to create a campaign. In order to start from, instead of starting from scratch, what I'm gonna be doing is showing you my best performing campaign, which is this one, where I got, as you see, a 50% replied. Let's get a deeper insight into this. So in this campaign, I have sent a connection request to 141 people, of which 58 people have accepted. So that's 41% of the entire amount of invitations sent have been accepted. And out of these 58 accepted, I have DM'd 51 people. This campaign has DM'd 51 people. I did nothing. And out of these 51 DMs sent, I got 28 replies. I got 28 replies. That means a 55% reply rate, which is amazing. I have never seen this before, not with Instantly, not with Apollo, not on my own. So this is pretty crazy. So we're gonna see how did this happen, right? So FYI, conversations are actually pretty solid. If I come here to my inbox, I have a bunch of conversations that are active. I would like to show you some of the good ones. For example, I know that I closed a demo here with this guy. So I automatically send all these messages. You can send auto message and even a follow-up because it's in different days. And after the follow-up, they replied, yeah, thanks for connecting. Yeah, go ahead. Give me that like 10 emails that I promised. So I gave a screenshot of potential leads. They agreed that's the type of lead they would like. And then I managed to actually pitch a little bit. And they were like, yeah, for sure. Let's book a meeting. And we booked a meeting. So that was actually a pretty solid conversation. There are a lot more that are not as productive, but they are actually replying. They are engaging. Even though if you don't manage to pull the conversation, they are engaging. For example, this one. I sent the messages, hey, thank you for staying connected. I'm glad that we connected. We're not looking for new partners. We're actively analyzing interest, whatever. But they are actually engaging because this is the AI generated message that we saw earlier. So I'm mentioning that I saw something regarding their last post, a specific comment on their last post. And then I'm asking a more specific question about challenges that they might be facing. And then I said this last message. So I'm going to show you the campaign that is actually working for me right now. So here on another scenario, I will go to create campaign and start over here, but I'm just going to be showing you by editing this campaign, the full process of the campaign that runs. So in number one, you just put a name and a description, you move on to sequence, and here is where the fun happens. Here is where I'm going to be showing you something that nobody has probably shown you before, or something that you have never seen before. As of now, anything you saw before on outbound messages on LinkedIn, it was just like an automation like in DuckSoup or whatever other tool. It's an automation that sends your bulk message, like your pitch, once after the other, and it's just a pitch like, hey name, how are you doing? I identified this, blah, blah, blah. And in one box, you have the entire pitch, right? That is so spammy. You can already tell that's AI generated or sent in bulk or whatever. When I see a one full message, like pitching whatever, it's okay, that was automatically sent. I don't care about this person. But what if I told you that you could send separate messages automatically on a sequence, one after the other, in a different time frame, and like creating a different like message sent each after the other, which gives a feel of more, okay, this person is actually typing enter, as you would do naturally. So that is what we're gonna do in this sequence, right? So we got a sequence where we are gonna be focusing on reaching out through LinkedIn, because you can also send emails in Genesy, but they really master LinkedIn, so I wanna use this for LinkedIn 100%. So once we have the profile, once we have the list, every contact on my list, if they find the LinkedIn URL, is gonna trigger this side of the campaign, right? Of the sequence. First action, when the campaign starts, automatically, I'm gonna go and visit this sequence is gonna go and visit the profile of the user. After 2 minutes, I'm gonna like their last post. And after 30 seconds, which you can actually determine here, how many seconds or minutes do you wanna choose, it's gonna send the LinkedIn connection. What is the prospect gonna be seeing here? That someone visited my profile and hanged out in my profile for a couple minutes, they liked my post and then they followed, which shows some sort of genuine interaction with the prospect. If they have accepted my invitation, my connection, within 15 days, then this side of the campaign triggers. If not, I would send an email, but that is not really important for me right now. So, action 1, we sent a first message 1 hour and 20 minutes after the connection has been accepted. And you can choose that manually, change it here. And then we write this message, which is, hello, first name, stop, manual. Everyone will get this first message. Then another manual message, 9 seconds after that first message, I'm gonna be sending, thank you for connecting, something short. And then I'm gonna be sending this LinkedIn custom message, which is AI generated. So this is AI generated from the prompts that we saw earlier on the AI section, right? So here, everyone is gonna be receiving a custom message, which is gonna be highlighting something about their last post, and also mixed up with some question regarding a challenge or a pain they might be facing now that I have found based on the template that is actually being asked to understand what their business is and what pains they might be having related to my solution. So in this case, regarding finding leads. Next, we are gonna be sending a next message after it would be a fourth message and last for now, which says, sorry if I'm being a little intrusive. Here, what I'm doing is actually facing that I'm doing a DM message, that I'm going cold and knocking on their door. So I apologize. I know this is intrusive. I'm like, sorry, excuse me for that. I was just curious. Then one day after, if they have not replied to these messages, the sequence is done, and then I reply personally. If they don't reply, the day after, I send a few more messages. This one saying, okay, I'm going straight to the point. And then 8 seconds later, I'm sending this other message, also manual, like pre-written. It says, I was asking because I created an AI that finds leads. Maybe it could be useful for you. And then I close this with this last message, which says, if you want, I can send you three emails of potential leads that my AI got that could suit you, right? Then I stop. 2 days, silence. If they don't reply in these 2 days, there is this last step of the sequence where I send a voice message, which is generic but custom. Hey, I don't know if you saw these last leads, these 10 leads that I wanted to share. If 10 leads is not enough, let's do 20, that's fine. Which sounds custom, but it's pretty generic, right? So once we have this entire flow, we would go to the target, which here you select who you want this to be sent to. And it's pretty much the list that you selected earlier. I would choose a campaign here of leads that I wanted to send by selecting the contacts that we have. And then here you have a review where you check that everything is fine. And then you can actually trigger the campaign and start it, right? Something also important to take into account is here when you're within the campaign. What is it? You want to make sure, here in identities, you want to make sure the timeline where you want to be sending these messages. So you would come to identities, your identity, my identity in this case, contact details, and here I'm gonna be selecting the time frame in which I want to send these messages. Per se, if I'm sending messages to Spain, I want to be in their time, be sending these messages and these actions within their work time, which is from 9 to 6. If you're in some other country or you want to reach out to the US, then I would go select the US time frame and adapt to their time zone, right? This is pretty important so that I'm sending messages in their time zone. So once you have this and you have the campaign, it starts running. You're gonna have a limit. In my case, I have a limit of 100 conversations per month, which means that whenever I send a message that counts as a conversation. Once I reach the 100, I'm stopping. I literally just told you the best campaign that I have ever created, and it's giving me these reply rates. The replies, most of them are positive, some of them are neutral, and a lot of them are also negative. I'm not interested, thank you. But hey, I get that reply. It's not like I'm talking to a ghost. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. I really like this tool. I am not directly related to them. These guys are from Barcelona. I'm also based in Barcelona. So I just wanted to recommend it because I've been in sales for years and I really like this tool because I'm actually seeing results, and I feel like you deserve to have the same insights that I have from their team. Yeah, hope you like it. I'm gonna drop a link down here to access Genesy through referral. So really hope you enjoy it, and stay tuned in the channel if you want to see more content like this. AI for salespeople, marketing, operations, whatever. So hit that subscribe button and see you on the next episode. Thank you so much for staying around.